Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Like Water for Chocolate. It's your girl, Truth, and of course, Lex Love is here with me as well.
Hola.
How are you today, ma'am?
I'm good, ripping and running.
With this beautiful weather.
It's nice outside today.
It is awesome today.
It's really good. Yeah.
I'm happy I didn't put on like a full winter outfit. Like, I've just been waiting for December to happen. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, I threw on my boots and my jacket, and now I'm like, dang it. I could have gotten away with something else, but it's cool.
And that's why my son is sick, because this weather has not been,
too.
Yeah, it hasn't been right.
I feel like they got sick at the same time.
At the same time?
That sucks. These kids at school, I swear.
And you know, Nemo's with the old man dramatic, so I'm not having any of it right now.
So he got his robe on with the Vicks.
He is doing the most.
He's so cute, though.
He's so extra. How was your week?
My week was cool. It's pretty much crunch time into Christmas now. So I think I'm
like Christmas.
I know.
Now that
I try
Nemo
not to
goes
stress.
to the stores and it's like, oh, I want that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. Does he talk about Santa?
He does not. He just talks about what he wants for Christmas.
I never told Samay about Santa, but she came up with that on her own. It must have been from school or YouTube.
Yeah.
That's where they all get it from, YouTube.
Yeah, in our house, they know we buy the gifts. So, ain't no Santa. We don't even have a chimney, so don't work like that. Don't leave out no cookies. I don't need no bugs. So I don't got time for that.
And then I get away with Azalea just being one, so she's easy.
That's what I miss.
It's like one gift. You're good.
And see, Ani, I can say Ani now is simple. Ani would prefer to just have the cash and just go buy her own stuff. Or she now has been on this saving cash for when I do see something I want to buy. Yeah. So that's Ani. Her big thing was she wanted another phone. So I
used to always think teenagers were harder, but now I'm starting to realize they're easier. You can get away with gift cards,
5
cash.
to 10-year-olds.
Samay. Mm-hmm. She had 7 items on her list, and the number 1 item was the iPad.
Nemo asked for an Xbox.
He's there.
I had to give him a sit down because I said, okay, listen, son. I said, I understand what, the other little kids do at school, but I need you to know something. Your mom's old school. You will play with toys.
Yeah.
If you get bored, you can go outside.
Yeah.
We are not doing an Xbox. You are 5.
But Brandon has a PlayStation, right?
We don't do game systems.
Oh, you
house.
Don't?
No.
Damn it.
I know. Brandon had one when we got together.
That's what I remember.
But when that one started acting funny, we never replaced it. We don't really.
You guys
don't have time to sit down
I was
to
gonna
play
say.
games. So yeah, we don't own one in the house.
We haven't played games with it either. Honestly, it's just in Samay's room for Netflix and Hulu and that stuff.
And see, we have that in the TV. So
I have that in my room in the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So no game systems. I said, all right, son, that's what you're not gonna get. What's second on your list? Because that's Santa ain't bringing it. I ain't bringing it. Nobody's bringing it. I'm sorry.
Aww.
But no, that's what's up. Christmas is cool. It's different now that my Oma's not here, but I try to make the best out of it.
That's good. That's what I like. Looking at all the lights, going to little winter wonderland things. They just opened up that big one in the Rio parking lot. It's the first year they did it.
I didn't know about that one.
It's as big as like San Gennaro, but it's all winter wonderland.
When are you going?
I don't know. I got to look on the website.
Well, let's go soon.
Maybe them tickets are...
Man,
I know. That's
you
why I'm like,
know.
I'll check it out. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, we have another guest today.
We
guys.
do.
See, we told you guys we'd be bringing guests.
I know.
We just wanted to spend some alone time with y'all for our first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But this I'm gonna say young lady. This young lady is somebody that I truly, truly have grown to adore, and she has a lot of knowledge in a lot of different things. But she's the love lady. And it's Jay. Thank you so much, Jay, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And so tell the people a little bit about you.
I am a internationally certified life coach, and I specialize in relationships and intimacy coaching.
Yes.
I'm an advocate in the community for community service, of course. I love serving my community. And I'm an entrepreneur. I own businesses that deal with counseling and mental health, substance abuse, and just trying to restore families.
Okay, well, I know you personally, so everything that she says is true. We went to, me and my husband went to a couples retreat, and her segment of the retreat was awesome. When she says she specializes in intimacy, y'all, she does. Like, the tips she gives is good stuff. And she truly believes in like loving on your partner and not just sex, you guys, the intimacy part. And she broke it down also like to differentiate the two. And it was really good. So I'm happy to have you on here.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope that after you leave, some people that are struggling in that area reach out to you, because y'all, it'll benefit you for real, for real.
Yeah.
But since you're here, how was your week?
My week was good. It was good. I'm enjoying. Winter is my favorite time of the year.
Okay.
So
Is it the clothes?
It's the clothes. It's the winter. It's
Yeah.
the comfort food. It's just everything.
Me too.
It seems real surreal. It's
Yeah.
the season that speaks to my soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize in winter I can't lose weight.
Oh my gosh.
I give
Is it
up.
because of what she was saying? The comfort food?
Yes,
the
I give up.
coziness? Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to beat myself up about it either.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll try again in the spring.
Right. When I can start
Spring
sweating.
ain't really comfort food. Like, that's good for salad. You want salad.
That's
because
true. You
our
want to keep
spring
it
gets
light.
hot. Exactly. But right now I want like a lot of carbs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you can do like winter hikes.
It'd be cold. My back tense up. I'm working it out, y'all. I'm working it out. I'm just going to be
funny.
juice cleansing to, get rid of all these carbs I will be indulging in
I need to do
during
that.
this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not letting them go. Yes, your health coach said it. I will be eating carbs. I'm making biscuits tonight. So
Ooh.
that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And we're actually going to be covering some topics that Jay gave us because I think they're good topics.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're
we've
awesome.
ever talked about them on our show. So I thank you for these topics because it'll be something new for our listeners. And so the first thing that she brought about was validation. So when you gave me that topic, what exactly did you want to cover for validation or speak on?
Mainly, it's all about where the source of your validation is coming from. I think that in relationships, a lot of times women and men are seeking wholeness and completion and validation from their partner.
Right.
And in a lot of ways, that's important. But there are all these secret sources that feed that, such as social media, workplace environments, friends, financial sources.
The comparisons
Right,
and stuff.
the
Yeah.
comparisons. And so you think that you are whole and you're validated, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's really break that down. So, for example, you are, dating or you're married. All of us have a significant other on the show, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And you want to make a move. Let's just say you want to buy a house, right? And you decide that you want to buy a house in the hood.
Okay.
Your husband's like, yeah, we're going to buy a house in the hood, right? Originally, you are only supposed to be all right with what your husband says.
Right.
Oh, right.
But let's just say your mom, your cousin, your friend, and your colleague at work are all like, I wouldn't move over there. It's bad. But you've already done all the research to know that you only have to deal with this for about a year because they're changing the community.
Right,
And the house
right.
will be worth double or triple,
True.
right? You will literally make a decision based upon the validation of everybody else.
That's so true.
Except who
your
you're
home,
supposed to.
Except for who you're supposed to.
That's good. And you know what? That happens a lot.
It does.
That happens a lot. I used to be guilty of it at the very beginning of my marriage. I didn't have that understanding that if me and my husband agreed upon something, that's just what it is. Or sometimes if he said something should go a certain way, that I should take it a little bit more serious. I was so used to speaking to my mom about it or talking to my friends about it. And it caused a lot of challenges. And now that I know how, like you said, if we agree on what it is, that's what it is. Everybody may have opinions about it. And I can let you know, you guys, like, it brings a lot more peace into your home when you just do it that way.
It does. And other people's opinions come from circumstances and situations that they might have been in that didn't turn out so well. So now they're trying to sway you from that when really your situation can end up going very well for you guys.
Exactly.
But they're coming off of whatever happened in the past or what they've seen. So you can't take that and, let that rule the decisions you're going to make.
And that big bully social media.
That's it.
That's a huge
That is a big
I'm
bully.
thinking about coming completely off of Facebook.
I thought of that so
You know, I've been teetering. Me and Facebook are
You
not
said
having.
Facebook.
Me and Facebook have not been. I'm just not feeling it.
I hear you.
It's like you come to a point where you ask yourself, what are you really getting from it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I know that it is a huge marketing vehicle, right?
Yeah.
But we all know in building a brand, how many of your true followers, your true patrons are coming to your events because of interactions with you on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Majority of your people come because they've seen you out in
Yes,
the community doing something. There's been this humanistic side of your interaction, right?
Yeah.
So we're searching for validation through likes and shares and all these different things, and it literally absorbs your whole world, even to the point of changing and shifting from a subconscious perspective, right? It will literally shift the way you view or measure your own success in your relationship, your home, and in your life.
Yep.
It's a false illusion of acceptance.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And so I'm like, I think I'm over this.
Right.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting to that point, especially because I want my clients to come to me organically.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I don't want them to think I'm something based on what they see on Facebook.
Right.
Like, one of my clients is not even in the US, and she just stumbled across me because she heard someone talking about me when she was here visiting. And so that's the type of I'd rather have the word of mouth. And then I meet you and then you're like, yep, you are who they said you are. And then we go from there. But I don't want you to think because I have 100, 200 likes on something that, oh yeah, I want to go for that person, because I may not be for you. I may not be who you think I am.
Right.
And I think the likes carry a lot.
I think people think that's the only way that they can do it now.
Yep.
Which is crazy because social media has only really been around for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, how were they doing it before? There's lots
And
of
they were
marketing
successful.
strategies. Absolutely. More so, I think.
Exactly.
And it was longevity. So
I think we've become so busy that we don't want to put in the work.
I think so.
footwork.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day when we had, we used to do a love cafe down on 3rd and Bridger.
I remember hearing about it. I've never been to it, but I remember hearing about
It
it.
was like a dinner theater. We had some of the city's heavy hitters in there with, spoken word, poetry, all this stuff.
I wonder why I never heard of it. We used to be down there all the time.
We
and
were
those
younger.
Was that it?
Yeah, we were a little younger then.
And we were primarily promoting to the faith-based genre of people, because it was something that we were trying to provide a way to get out and hang out and have fun for people who are in church.
Right.
So it was a lot of the gospel R&B at the time. Dwayne McCoy was like real big, you know what I mean? Before he became a pastor, he has some amazing albums, from back in the day, like really heartful music. He came in and performed, all of those different things. So when we did it, right, it took for me to beat the streets. Go find a venue, go talk to people, go hand out flyers, show up to other people's events and have that human interaction.
Yeah.
And through that, people started coming, and they came not because of me, but because what it was offering.
Yeah.
Right. And so another thing that social media does, in terms of validation is it allows you to falsify information or to validate a circumstance and hide the secrets.
Yeah.
Right? And so now you have a following of people that are following you, and they don't really know much about why you're on there or what you're about. They can't tell you what your content is or anything. And so, that's why I said you got to evaluate the source. You got to evaluate what are you measuring your happiness, your home, your goals, and things like that upon, and whose yay or nay really matters.
Right.
Yeah, that's it right there. Whose yay or nay matters. I think a lot of people wait for such and such to say, yeah, they're doing it, or yeah, they're on. And if this one person or these couple individuals don't support me, then I must not be doing something right. But why? Like, who are they? And that's something that I had to teach myself. Like, Whitney, why are you waiting for others to tell you what you are? What's already been proven that this is what you are. And you're still waiting to see if this is really true. If someone else, it takes for someone else to say it in order for you to believe it, or for someone else to like or share your stuff for you to believe it. But why? So that's why I want to get away from it, because I don't want this, because I'm able to check myself now. But what if I wasn't? And I just let social media dictate me and who I am, and seek that validation from social media. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. And I don't want that for any of you all, any of my listeners, any of you guys. Like, it robs you of your pure happiness and your joy of who you really are. Because you could be an amazing person, an amazing business person, but because you only have 10 likes, now you're down on yourself.
Right. And it even robs you monetarily.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, people, sponsorships won't even come and offer you money. I don't care how good your content is, because your interaction, it used to be that if you had 10,000 or more followers, you were, justified or verified. Right?
Oh, right.
But now they've taken it a step further. They're not just looking at the amount of followers. They're looking at how many likes, how many comments, how many interactions, and if they're really authentic. And so it's kind of like, you know what? Enough is enough. You know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from, though. And then, in relationships, being the relationship coach, I deal with, normal, couple stuff, but I also, on the business side, coach, relationship building in a workplace, right? On the side, I don't promote it, but this is something that I do. I've noticed that a lot of times people don't know how to establish relationships.
Yep.
They don't know how. And everything you do, whether it's your love life, work, business, whatever, there's a relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, social media has also played the devil's advocate in a lot of tearing down as well. And you work really hard, because people, they attract to negativity, right? You know what I mean?
Way more so than positivity, unfortunately.
Energy. Yeah. And so you think you validated, right? You have a tiff with someone, instead of them coming to you in love and just saying, like, let's work through this, right? They will take to social media to literally tear down everything. And people, your followers, don't know you well enough to stay loyal through that. It's only the people that you have real authentic interaction with that will say, you know what, I ain't trying to hear it, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in terms of validation, over these last 2 months, even in my own life, I just haven't been that active. I'll put a picture or something that's really in my spirit, because I want people to get back to a place of authentic relationships and understanding who really matters in your home and in your life, and who really contributes to your growth.
That's good. Yep.
That's where I am with that thing. So I might be off of Facebook.
You're pretty convincing right now.
Yeah, right. I'm sitting here like, let me go ahead and log off real quick. And it's just, and I realize I have too many pages everywhere. And it's becoming like a lot of time to keep up with all of this. Work. It truly is. And I'm like, okay, Whitney, why are you spending so much time here and not enough time talking to these people, following up with people that you met, reaching out to them via text message, phone? I like to talk on the phone. I hate text. I can't stand text messages. Yeah. Lex knows. I'd be like, can I call you? Especially if it's something I really want to talk about. Like, can we talk? Yeah. Like, I like conversation. I like to really, because that's when you really get to know someone. And I pay attention to my daughter, and a lot of her generation, a lot of them don't even know how to talk.
They don't.
They don't know how to have a meaningful conversation. And when my daughter talks to me, she gets mad at me because I'll be like, Ani, what's wrong? Well, nothing, such and such is just weird. I'm like, okay, weird how?
Yeah.
I don't know, just weird. Okay, you have to give me more than that.
Yeah.
They can't express their feelings.
They
That's
can't.
right. That's
and
right.
I told Gianni, I said, I'm pulling on you because you will not be one of these people that only knows how to express themselves via emoji. You are
my
going
God,
to
you're
communicate, ma'am.
Yeah.
You are going to use your words. Nehemiah, he has no problem in this because when I tell you, we do not allow him to sit and be on technology. But now that Gianni's a teenager and she's into the cell phone, I let her have an Instagram for singing purposes. But now I'm seeing that she's becoming too consumed with the likes. I will shut it down, ma'am.
Yeah, you have to.
Because this does not validate you.
Yep.
I need you to understand that you're great outside of Instagram.
Yeah.
Because now you're building this fake person on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Have you noticed that even the kids, well, I can't just say the kids, adults too. Have you noticed that people don't really have goals anymore? They just go through life mimicking?
Yep.
Yes.
And they want likes
Yes.
and follows.
That's it.
But what do you want to do with your
I
life?
love you guys with your natural hair. You got the natural curls and stuff. I done came out the weaves. It's a struggle. The struggle's real.
Yes, it is.
But just think about what we look like. You know what I mean? Like I had seen a picture of living single, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And how different each one of them look.
Yeah.
And they're so comfortable. The kids all
Look the same. Oh my God.
They all look like
yes.
Kylie Jenners. And
They look the same. And when I caught my daughter trying to fall, and I think that she was listening to me, and I think that's why she cut her hair, because she's like, let me show my mom I can be my own person.
She's so cute.
And I told her, I said, you do not need to look like these little girls you see. Cause I have her Instagram on my phone. I log in at any given time.
Right.
I don't announce myself. But I noticed the girls that are on her little timeline thing or whatever, and they all look the same. Look, curly head, light skin. These are the type of girls that she's following. I noticed she was trying to imitate how they were dressing and how they were doing their hair and how they were, putting on makeup. I say, you will not put on a full face of makeup, ma'am.
Oh,
I let you do your eyebrows. That's fine, because I love eyebrows too.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as it's going to go in this house because you're still 14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, honey. I went to my son's school, and I'm telling you, they got the lemonade with the MAC lip gloss,
Girl.
the dimples, and they
yeah.
learned how to contour their dimples
Yes.
to create a depth of
I didn't know they were doing that.
Girl,
with
it
dimples.
gets real in high school.
Real,
It gets
I would have
real
died.
in high
Okay, if I
school.
was in high school right now, there's no way. Okay,
I'm telling you.
No.
And then they the young girls don't want to put perms on their hair no more.
Uh-huh.
So they're using texturizers because if you texturize your hair, it gives you that curly look. So they're texturizing kits, and so they can have the baby hairs and all this stuff. And I'm like,
It's like even the natural ain't natural.
really?
Right. Even the natural ain't natural no more. Dang it.
Man,
That's good.
damn it, it's bad.
You got a texturizer.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
No, I was just looking at a picture somebody posted when they were doing homecoming, how different homecoming is. Even just from when we went to homecoming to now.
Yeah.
Number one, a lot of these girls don't have enough clothes on.
Everyone's custom ass
Dressing
dresses.
up is cool. Like, that's fine. But like, you letting little baby go out with everything showing.
Yep.
To me, she's still a certain age.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that should still be covered. But I'm seeing see-through, and
yeah.
I'm seeing lace, and
Yep.
I'm seeing the cleavage. And,
Yep.
with this food, these girls is a little bit more developed. I didn't have nothing in high school. So it didn't matter what my dress looked like. There was nothing up there. So it just didn't even matter. But I just looked at my homecoming, and I'm like, I was excited to go get my updo. Like, that was the most influential part, was the updo.
I
needed
had a
that
flat
up-
iron, just curled at the end.
Girl, I had to get the updo.
Barely any makeup.
It was stiff.
I think I just had pink lip gloss. I had a pink dress. Like, it was so regular.
You were cute, though.
Oh, thanks.
But that was you. But that was who you were, though. I wanted the updo. I had to get the up. I had to swoop, and then it came up.
I saw your pictures. Yeah,
oh yeah, it went down, and then on another one, I had a cute French roll with some down. I had to. That was what it was. Like really, people paid more attention to how dope your updo was.
How your hair was.
And then now they like. Did you see the casket sharp one? Yeah. Where they rode in
the casket.
I saw that. Horrible.
You guys.
That was terrible.
Like, I'm like, this generation, like I told my husband, I said, I feel so bad for our kids. And if I can try to normalize their life as much as possible, I'm going to try to pour as much old school Northtown into my kids as I possibly can, because I feel like we were the last generation to truly enjoy life without the likes, without needing that validation.
Playing
outside. Our validation is, does mama think you're doing good? Mm-hmm. Like, are you good with your family? Like, are you real? As far as for with me, it was like the OGs. Like, what do they think about your behavior? How are you acting? Even if you're trying to be cool, they'll tell you, man, you better go to school. Mm-hmm. Like, how them grades looking? Like, stay on the books. Things were different. Nobody does that anymore.
No.
Everybody's too busy on the phone or trying to pretend to be something they're not. That's why I enjoy my lane, and that's why I like being transparent. Yeah. Because this is me. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wonder. This is who I am. But with our kids, I don't know if they're going to have that.
They're not going to be able to have it, in my opinion. I think that society is intolerant of transparency. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People walk around with all kind of blankets over their head and over their heart because society is not going to accept their truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's acceptable. You're validated for your falseness.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But if a girl comes out and says, hey, look, I got this going on in my life. I got this going on in my heart. I mean, just think about it. As women, we don't even want to talk about our past.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're afraid that somebody's going to grab a hold of what we went through. Never mind, the glory that came in the press and in the breakthrough. They're just going to grab a hold of the situation that caused the pain. And now it's spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think that they will be able to. Once upon a time, everything happened in phases. There was a buildup. Mm-hmm. Right? Your mom said you couldn't wear red nail polish to use this age.
Right.
Wear makeup till
right.
Yep.
All of that stuff is out the door
all
now.
gone.
It's like you hit an age
and you get everything.
It's fair game for everything.
Yeah. I have a coworker who was literally going to Ulta to go find palettes and stuff for her daughter. Her daughter's 10.
Wow.
But because she said, I want to start getting into makeup, she's on social media too. I want to do this. I want to do that. And she's like, okay, we'll get you some, but trying to figure out, okay, well, maybe I'll just get like a little small one so she can start practicing. And it's like, for what though? I had to go into my mom's room and sneak and be like, let me try.
Right.
She wasn't buying me nothing. Exactly. It was lip smackers or whatever they're called. That was it. That's as far as it went.
The roll-on
Carmex. Hello. That's all I had.
The ones that made your lips look just out of control.
The juicy ones.
Girl, out of control. Those, if my mom got me those, that was a treat.
It was like strawberry, grape.
Popping. That's why I love lip gloss now.
Yeah. You do.
Like I could go without anything, but if I don't have my lip gloss, oh child, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
It is a bad day.
They used to sell those at the beauty supply.
Sure did.
Yes.
I loved
them. And my mom, my favorite one was the cherry one. That was my favorite one. And I remember one time she got me a purple one. I just gave it to my little sister. And I'm like, I don't want that one.
Right.
I don't want that one. I want the cherry one because it gave a little red tint. And I'm like, I want that one.
Yeah. They have
to feel like I had something.
Yeah, but it's
But yeah, things were different.
The nails, like
yes.
We used to could only wear like cotton candy. We had dots on our nails that couldn't be too long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw a young lady with nails that were so long and it had like all kinds of rhinestones, and I'm like, how old are you? She was like, I'm 13.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God.
My daughter's gonna have to be graduated already and making her own money when she starts
how it was with
those
me.
Nails, okay?
Unless there was a dance I was going to, my mom would let me get, and it would be a French tip,
but like a short,
and
like
it'd be short. Yes, and
like
she would she would go with me to the salon and tell them, I need her nails nice but short. Don't try to listen to her if she
That's
say she
okay.
want length. Like my mom did,
Special
and my
occasion.
mom always had nails. My whole life, my mom had nails. But when she was growing up, my mom, there wasn't no go get your nails done or any of that. That was just something she fell into as she became an adult. And that's why my daughter gets mad at me, because she's like, can I just get my nails done? And I'm like, first and foremost, like, that's a bill in itself. I don't even go get my nails done. How do you think you're going to go get your nails done, ma'am? I'm already paying your cell phone bill. Like, no, ma'am. If you get older and you decide you want nails, do your thing. But right now, that's not an expense that I want to take on.
Yeah.
So if you really want your nails done, find a hustle.
You can pick a color out when we go to Walmart.
That part.
And color your
And you know, when
paint your nails.
the Ipsy glam bag, when that comes in the mail, anytime I get eyebrow stuff, because I don't do my eyebrows, I was blessed. So anytime I get eyebrow stuff, I give it to her.
Yeah.
And I let her do. That's the one thing she enjoys doing is her brows.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Gianni, like, enjoy being 14.
Please.
Seriously.
I wish somebody would have told me that, because I was fast trying to be grown. But I'm like, enjoy the fact that, like, you actually have a life set up to where you can enjoy every year of it. You don't have to rush. You are talking about how when you turn 18, you got to make sure you got everything lined up. You don't have to.
Oh, that's what they're thinking about now.
And that's because on social media, again, I'll be all in her stuff. There's this one page a lot of teens follow, I guess, and it's like goals for turning 18. Be able to move in with my boo. And it's I'm like, those are your goals?
But see, that goes back to that validation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why does someone else's road map,
Yeah.
why is that so convincing for you that should be yours? You know what I mean?
Yeah, all these
What are
goals,
you
relationship
looking
goals.
for? Right. What are you looking for? I think people need to just stop for a minute. You know what I mean? Why is their yes so significant?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I even asked my son, because I got a 15-year-old too, you know? I'm like, son, why does it matter? What is the point of their yes? What does it do for you? Well, Mom, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing it right. I said, the fact that you got it right don't make it feel like you got it right.
That
part. That's good. Yeah.
They totally miss it. We totally miss it. We totally miss it because we need that verbal praise, you know, that accolade, that notoriety. And when you start being more conscious about that type of stuff, you don't need the accolade. You get the joy and the fulfillment, that feeling that you feel inside of yourself with you, your mate, your kids, whoever, that you did it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good stuff.
You got to just be all right with a sense of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that they're career seeking, because too much it's like, I want to be a YouTube star and I want to do this and that. I'm happy my daughter came out and said she wanted to be a chef, because I swear she was headed to the YouTube lane.
She was.
'Cause, man.
She definitely.
And
but
she
you
likes
know
her
what?
TikTok
She
videos.
successful. I can't lie to you. The girl she is animated.
I
she
want her,
truly is.
I told her there are people who become successful off of that. But that is more so, I want you to see that more so as like a hobby. And if you get successful off that, then that's great. But have a goal, like have a career that you're chasing. And she started coming into the kitchen and now she wants to be a chef.
That's awesome.
And it's like,
no, that's really good that you broke that.
Yeah. And with the page that you said that they're following the goals and stuff, we have to sit and ask them like, okay, well, what did they achieve after that?
But my thing is
they
how
probably
is
won't
this a
even have
goal?
the
Because it's
answer.
just a picture.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you know? And I'm just going to be
How
a
do you
little
know what
open and
they-
transparent in this one thing that I said with the relationship goals. And I told somebody, I said, how do you know he don't beat her ass or she don't beat his ass?
That's
like, how do
right.
you know this by the picture?
Yeah.
And you're basing it off of a picture. And that's why a lot of relationships start failing, because you're like, well, we don't take pictures like this, or we don't, kiss this way, or we don't dress up and match each other like this. So since you're not achieving these relationship goals you've set for yourself, just like everybody puts Jay-Z and Beyonce relationship goals. Do you know how much that woman has been cheated on?
Hello.
That's
Listen to
your
their albums.
relationship goal.
I promise you, I talk to people, I get clients all the time. the women it's always the woman.
Yeah.
She comes in with this illusion of love. Women place so much weight on what it looks like.
Yep.
The substance of what it really is, it be jacked up all day. You know what I mean? I don't care, but so-and-so saw this and so-and-so saw that. But is that not what's happening?
Dude, that was me. Let me just throw it out there right now.
I was going to say I was guilty.
Because before me and my boyfriend got together, you know, even like before when we were just talking or whatever, he had pictures that I noticed throughout the years of him and his ex-girlfriend. They used to take pictures 24/7. And then I felt some type of way that he wasn't posting pictures of me once we got together. And I was so angry about it. And I would tell him all the time.
I got angry with her.
I used to tell her like, you know, and he wouldn't really respond to me. And I hated it. And I needed answers, you know. And then he finally was like, well, I don't because I had to learn. And I thought about it and I was like, okay, there's a reason why their relationship failed. You know what I mean? And I had to realize I need to stop thinking that him posting a picture of me on Facebook
is validating your relationship.
Is going to validate my relationship. Had nothing to do with it. So him telling me I had to learn. That's why I don't post you on. It was his way of saying, I want to protect our relationship. Yeah. And I had to let it go.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
I'm telling you. Brandon wasn't as nice he wasn't as nice with his delivery. Cause I'm like, well, he's not big on social media.
He's not,
anyway.
I noticed that.
Yeah. And I'm like, babe, you'll never put no, cause when he does post, he'll post about like, you know, the coaching and stuff like that. I'm like, you always posting, you know, the Lady T-Hawks and what about me? And you don't post about me. He was like, why do I need to post about you? At first he was a smart ass. He was like, you post enough for the both of us. And I'm like, you know what, sir? And he was like, babe, everyone knows you're my wife. He said, because when they meet me, it's going to come out of my mouth somehow in our conversation.
Yeah.
He said, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell social media that I'm here with you. And I'm like, all right, fine. Still attitude and all, eyes rolling. And I'm like, you just saying that because you just don't want to post nothing. But I really had to check myself. And over time, people have noticed I even post less about us.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because I realized that not everybody is genuinely happy for
exactly right,
y'all. And the way I found out is when somebody tried to slide in his little inbox. And, you know, when he did post a few pictures kind of back to back. And, you know, a little blast from the past, decided to, you know, ask him how he was doing and try to talk about some old stuff. And he shut it down fast. Mm-hmm. And then here go me. I'm like, ma'am. Yeah. But it's like now it makes sense why he doesn't do it.
Right.
Because when they see that you are a good woman to someone or a good man to someone, they're like, ooh, well, he'll probably be good to me or she'll probably be good to me too. So let me shoot my shot.
Yeah.
And so I see what Tony was saying when he says, I learned, because there was probably people shooting a shot on both sides.
Yeah.
And so he's like, if we kind of stay almost a secret to the social media world, then we can avoid that hurdle in our relationship.
Exactly.
And so it's a lesson I had to learn it as well. So it's true, unfortunately.
But do you know that we could literally change the game if we just created? Let me give you an example. Why did I get married?
Mm-hmm.
All those couples, college together, raising kids together, confiding each other, all that. If you had a Black Love Network,
mm-hmm.
well, I ain't even gonna say a Black Love Network because love is love,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a love network of people and not something real big. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just get 5 couples to challenge themselves for 1 year. We're gonna be each other's rock.
Yeah.
We're going to be a circle of friends, and we're going to make sure that when you got a problem, I don't detour you from working on your relationship. And when you need a pat on the back about what you're going through, and we come together, we travel together, we support each other kids, we be in this little unified bond, circle of friends,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's couples. Do you know how irrelevant social media will be?
It's so true.
And I can honestly say I'm blessed to have that. I don't know if it completes a full circle, but what do we got?
A little crescent.
Like a little, right. We got a little crescent. It ain't a full circle, but it's really wives and future wife and husbands, men. And when we have issues, it's not, well, girl, leave him. And girl, no, it's like, all right, well, yeah, he tripping. Like, he going through some things. Y'all not going to break up. So what we going to do about it? Like, what do we need to do to, get it right? Or, just pray about it. Or, it's nice to have someone who isn't automatically, well, let him go or let her go.
Yeah. That's right.
It's like, you in this. So what you need to kind of get over it, because y'all just gonna have to get over it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate my husband's friends because they hold him accountable for being a husband, especially his best friend. Like, all right, dude, so you mad? So she made you mad. Okay. And then what? Like, I mean, all right, you mad for the moment. He relieves his stress the way he relieves his stress. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the book, put some bets in. Let's spend a little guy time. And then you go home to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get over it. But if, like you said, people did it more, then it would definitely change some things. Because I could say our main couple, like the two, I'll just say Flo and Kyron, they're not really on social media.
Right. That's true.
Like, at all, really. Every now and then we'll get to see the kids.
On Instagram. And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They're nothing. No Facebook. They have an Instagram, but I don't think Kyron posted in over a year. He's like
him
Brandon.
Comment
they don't
under
post.
Flo's one time, and he was like, "Aw."
And you know what? They have a solid home.
Yeah.
And they don't need the outside validation.
That's right.
It's a disruption, man. Like I'm just convinced of it. I've decided to take the whole last half of this year, kind of consecrate myself and really identify what I want to do with my brand.
Yeah.
And you got to sometimes go back to why you started.
The basics.
The basics. Why did you start anyway? And I think that seeking validation through social media has been a struggle. I've identified it. You know what I mean? And now it's time to change it.
Mm-hmm.
And so having events like date nights and things like that where couples can come together and we can go have sushi. Remember in Love Jones?
Yeah.
They all went out, you know what I'm saying?
They were cute.
Like reinstituting the basics, man. Like when was the last time we all just went to the park and had the kites and the dogs and everything with other couples and families? You don't even see Black families taking bike rides anymore.
Yeah.
Most kids don't even have bikes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta unload.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't unload and leave it empty. You gotta refill it with things of substance that really yield validation. You can come in your house and know that your home is all the way right.
Yeah.
When your home is all the way right.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if don't nobody else see it or know it, it's not going to change one thing.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
She's like, I'm on. I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's
do it. I told you she was good. I told you. Just a whole bunch of smiling knowledge with your innocent smile over there. And so we pretty much tapped into the second one. So I guess I want to talk about, because she got her Let Love Happen shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
But how to let love happen. Especially living in a world we live in now. How does one just let love happen? I have met so many single women that are beating themselves up because they're like, I can't find a man and I can't. So I had to first correct them and say, you're not supposed to find him. He's supposed to find you, because that's what somebody told me. And just feeling that because they see all this happiness, on the World Wide Web, that they can't be happy until they find that too. So how do you just let love happen without feeling forced to rush it?
I tell people to activate the love within first. Love can meet love. Love can't meet hate. Love can't meet bitterness. Love can consume hate and bitterness, but it can't meet it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of women and men, I'm going to stop making it gender specific. Well, no, I'm going to talk about women because I'm a woman.
Right.
There you go.
A lot of times we're looking for what we think love looks like. I think we need to stop and really identify what is love to you, because love to Whitney may be different than love to Jay.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So what does love look like for you? And then after you've identified that, the first question is, are you demonstrating that yourself? Are you walking in that space yourself? You know, you have a lot of women that'll be like, well, I can't deal with this because it's a trigger. Why is it still a trigger?
Yeah. How you fix the trigger.
The trigger.
Uh-huh.
Because you shouldn't be asking nobody to come deal with that just because you can verbalize it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once you get through the work, right, the next thing that you have to do is you have to be receptive, truly receptive. I think that we have these expectations of this big, grand thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gonna take you out. You gonna get steak dinners. Y'all gonna go out to the movies. When he kiss you, you gonna melt. When he make love to you, you gonna like come all over yourself.
Yeah.
No, boo, you might meet him and he can't even get erect.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Do you still love him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta really, you know what I'm saying? Like really, really, really just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down, be easy, get back to the basics. Conversation is the source. It is the vehicle for love.
I try to tell people that all the time. There's nothing like some good old conversation. That, I guess, what do they call it? A sapiosexual?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That mental stimulation for me is greater than anything else. Like me and Mr. Taylor used to have long conversations. Like when we first got to know each other, because the man's a talker and I'm a talker. Yeah. So we would talk and then we get cute and like send little songs to each other via YouTube.
Right.
So like we really were like, you know, doing the cute little date and stuff. And even now sometimes I'll send him a song just so he knows like we can still do this sometimes. But conversation has been gone away with.
It has,
especially because of text.
So I have I have in my practice, my coaching practice, I have a 12-week program called Cloud 9. And it takes people back to the very beginning. And for 12 weeks, we go through a progressive. And in that 12 weeks, one of the things that I teach them is to do things in 2-month increments. Mm-hmm. When you meet a person, the first 2 months before you even go on your first date needs to be spent conversating. Mm-hmm. We had more successful relationships when people did not have distractions.
Right.
Yeah.
The sex and the
dating, you know what I mean?
Flashy stuff. Yeah.
When you can just talk, because let me tell you something. A representative can only do their thing for so long.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then eventually that real stuff is going to happen.
Yep.
And over 2 months, life happens.
Yeah.
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 So this woman, and I said I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, who presents herself as this even keel, I'm not jealous, I don't argue, I'm submissive chick. In 2 months is going to get hit with something in life.
There's going to be a bad day in there.
It's going to be a bad day.
Yeah.
So if you just take the time to talk, you will very quickly, within 2 months, really know the character of the person that you're dealing with. Then you take the next 2 months, and that's your courtship. Mm-hmm. So you're talking and you're courting. Mm-hmm. Now, and stop going to comfortable places. Go on dates that push you into uncharted territories or unfamiliar ground. You know what I'm saying? If you've never had sushi and I've never had sushi, let's go eat sushi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see if we'll like it. It's a conversational piece. We're stepping out of our comfort zone. See, because when you're in your comfort zone, you can continue to operate in your representative.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? So when I date, I'm like, hey, how you doing? So-and-so, you drink coffee? I'll ask local, you drink coffee? No, I'm not a coffee drinker. Okay. So then they'll be like, where do you want to go? Starbucks.
Right.
Let's go sit down.
To Starbucks.
Let's find something.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
You're not going to drink the coffee, so that means you're going to be all the way in tune to what it is I'm talking about.
That's
but
good.
Guess what? You can get you that good lemonade.
Right, or some tea.
You know?
Get some tea.
So, and then after the courtship, you take another 2 months. And you go from courtship to dating. And people don't realize that there's a difference. Mm-hmm. When you're courting, that means it's fair game. I may go to lunch with this person, go to lunch with that person. I'm trying, in the courtship phase, I'm establishing if I like you.
It's like the speed date round.
Yeah, for real.
I'm trying to get to know.
When you're dating, you've made a decision to be exclusive with that individual. Now the exchange of intimate information.
I'm putting my focus right on you.
Confiding, all that stuff. Then once you go ahead and you date, you take your time, you date, and you work through the goals and where you want to be and all that stuff. And then hopefully you get to marriage. So you got to let the process happen. And what society has done is eliminated the process. It's like, hey, boo, you fine. Because I done seen all your good assets on social media. I met you in the club half naked. And she was feeling it and I was feeling it. So, you know, we hit the first night, the first week.
And now you're moving in.
And now you're moving in.
Yeah. The microwave. What were we just talking about that?
We were
microwave.
just talking
that
about
microwave generation.
That's it.
It's too much.
Quick and easy.
Slow down. We got to slow down and just let it happen.
I used to like taking people to the bookstore.
That's
I was
cool.
a big one because I would see what they would be interested in, what books they pick up.
Or if they even look at books, because if you don't read,
I
you
love
can't
a
stay
good
with
book.
Alexa. It's not going to work.
No. I love books. My children love books. Everybody has to love books.
Did you read the Gabrielle Union book?
I love that book.
I want to get that book.
It's so good. My next one is the Michelle Obama's. I have to get
I
hers.
have to get that one.
Becoming. Oh, I need it.
Yeah, I seen it and my eyes just darted to it, but I was with people and I was like, okay, let me keep walking. I can't just stop and go make a purchase.
Did you guys know
But
Gabrielle Union had a wine out?
Yeah.
She has wines out. I had no idea.
And I will support it.
I
Absolutely.
didn't know that actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what the crazy part about it is that I have the Kindle and the Nook and all that on my phone.
I need a book.
I want a physical book.
I love it.
I like to highlight and mark stuff and I like to fill, we were just talking about, we like to fill pages.
Yeah.
It's just something about it because if I'm reading it on my phone or on my Kindle, I'll get sleepy and I'll get bored and I'm out of it.
Yeah.
I need a book.
Physical.
It's something about the actual book.
And I love bookmarks. I just love having different types of bookmarks.
I'll just find
Come
some.
out with like an urban line of bookmarks.
Oh, stop
Yes,
it.
there we go.
I will take that all day.
Now, y'all already know how I feel about stealing what was spoken into someone else's life. Don't steal that. Because if I see your
just
urban,
spoke it into my life.
I see your urban bookmarks, just know I'm coming for you. Okay?
I love it.
We
Yes.
Don't steal.
It's like the mahogany card.
Yes.
Oh, we were just
you
talking
know,
about the mahogany.
I'm telling you,
cards.
that'd be dope.
That'd be dope.
You know.
Oh, thank you. Throw
you
it
go.
out there. I'm taking it.
And don't think I'm gonna let you forget it.
I know you're not. I know
Right,
you're
all
not.
right, just making sure
just
you know.
darted her eyes right at
Yeah,
me.
just make sure you know.
I got you. Yeah.
No, that's good. And while you're talking, I'm like, you know what? When people tell me and Brandon didn't do things the right way, and a lot of people saw us to fail. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? We didn't really skip any steps. We had conversation. We courted longer than 2 months because we was still doing our own thing. But when we came together, we came together. Then when we decided to actually date, it was just me and him. There was no one else was allowed. This is us. And then came the marriage.
You guys hiked?
Our
Didn't
first
you go
date
hike?
was at Valley of Fire.
Yeah.
And he asked me, like, how you did with the coffee. He said, have you ever hiked? I was like, I don't do that. That was my answer. Like, I don't do stuff like that. And sure enough, he took me to Valley of Fire to hike up to this little rock so that we could have a little picnic up there. And it changed. I'm like, I've never been on anything like this, And it was so cute. I didn't see nothing. He just picked me up. And at first I was nervous because we driving. I'm like, where is this man taking me? I'm like, wait a second. Do I still got cell reception? Like, hold on a second. And then when we first pulled up to that little store, the Indian Reserve store or whatever, we went. He was like, you want to pick out a wine or something? I'm like, wine for what? We like in the middle of nowhere. So I grabbed a wine. I'm like, okay, this will be cool. And he grabbed a cigar and he was like, all right, cool. And now we can finish driving. I said, we still got to drive somewhere. So we get there and he's like, all right, you wore your comfortable shoes. Cool. Let's go. And I'm like, oh, where?
Yeah.
And he was like, we hiking. I'm taking you somewhere. So I'm just following. And that's when I learned to follow.
Yeah.
I'm just
Let go
following.
and follow.
When you do something that you're not used to doing, it forces you to learn to trust your mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I recommend people to step outside their norm.
Yeah.
You ain't got to trust nobody.
Yeah, you guys, I recommend it. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even if you don't bowl, you have a couple drinks, you gutter ball, have fun, you laughing, it's
That's
all
right.
good.
Right.
No, that was the first time I was challenged, number one, to do something. Now I enjoy doing stuff like that, and I never would have thought to do it. But he also paid attention to me because he knew chocolate covered strawberries was my thing. So he made them himself. And he was like, they a little raggedy looking, but they should still taste good. And so I'm like, this dude really took, you see when someone really is taking the time to really get to know you. And it is different. It is completely different.
He mixed in a little bit of you and mixed in the things he likes.
Yeah.
And put it together. Yeah.
It was different and it was good.
That's great.
And we still together.
Okay.
Letting love happen.
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
You still gotta, after you get married, right? Who you married when you were 18, 19, 20 years old.
We
is not-
change.
Yeah, you change.
So you gotta keep doing that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
People might like peanut butter or shellfish and all of a sudden they're allergic to it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep doing that
That's
stuff.
good.
You have to make time. As you grow, the marriage grows. As you pour out and expel, or pour in and expel out, you gotta keep doing the same thing in your marriage and in your relationship or whatever it is that you got going on, even if it's a situationship. You know what I mean? You only gonna be able to have vicarious sex so many times, so many ways.
Right. Right.
You know
No,
what I
that's
mean?
real.
So at what point are you going to make a decision to let love happen? You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to infuse this. It's a movement for me personally. I do this for free. I don't get paid other than when I have the one-on-one coaching clients. Everything, every party, everything, I don't charge for people to come because I want people to get back to the basics of love.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? Just love me and let me love you. Do you know how many people will not allow themselves to be loved? They don't have the capacity.
And they don't know that.
They don't know that.
They sabotage. I see it all the time. Even within my friends, they're sabotaging themselves from finding something.
Yeah.
And it's the baggage. It's the things that they know they should let go of, but don't want to let go of. It's like a pacifier.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable to be in that space.
It's hard to leave your comfort space.
Yeah.
I
It's
tried
really
to
sad.
fight the love off. I tried hard. Only thing is, Brandon was like, yeah, no, I'm not going nowhere. So you can work this thing out.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm going to give you a moment to have your temper tantrum, but I'm not going anywhere. And he kept telling me, I'm not them.
Right.
I'm like, did he just read me? The hell, who do you think you are? But like you said, I can only speak to women. Women, we have to, like you said, self-heal. I thought I healed myself because I did. I took a lot of time by myself, right? Lex, I was single. My God, it was years. I thought I healed, but I didn't. I was putting Band-Aids on stuff and I was suppressing stuff. And so to truly heal is how you'll be able to receive that someone can love you. Because when you have been hurt or cheated on or whatever, you start to internalize that. And then here comes the insecurities and the rage. And you think all men ain't, you know what? And so it's like, that's not the case. You just have to really work on that from the inside out. And I thought I did. I thought that because I was single and I was doing my own thing and having a good time and laughing again that I was good, but I wasn't. That stuff was still suppressed. And then in my relationship, it started to ooze out little by little. And if I would have had a weak man, I might not have been sitting on this show talking about this great husband I have. But because I believe we were ordained to be together, God gave him the strength to deal with my mess oozing out. But that's not, if I could do it all over again, I would have made sure during that period, I would have truly, truly dealt with myself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we wouldn't have battled as much as we did our first years of marriage. I feel like it wouldn't have took so long for us to get to the place that we are now. And so what she's telling you guys, it's real. And I'm just speaking from experience. If you could take that time to really make sure you're good and love on you first, it'll be so much easier to love somebody else and to allow them to love you right. And when I say love you right, it's because since you love yourself so much, you're not going to accept anything less than what's right for you. And so, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I agree.
That's right.
Yeah, it's truly now. Let's go ahead and deal with the elephant, right? Because there's an elephant about that whole self-love and Miss Independent. I am Miss Shira. Hear me.
Oh, yeah,
roar,
there's a difference.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, what's that movie with Sanaa Lathan that just came out where she cut her hair?
Nappily Ever After.
I'm talking about getting to a point in your life. Now, I ain't telling nobody to go cut their hair off.
Right. Right.
But I felt the movie. Like it registered in my heart and soul. Like I was like, yes. But I'm talking about really loving you. Not who you have been concocted and constructed to be. See, women have naturally been trained to be chameleons because we play so many different roles. See, a man is a man no matter where they go.
Right.
If they at work, they at home, they with their boys, they a man. A woman has to be a mother at home, which is one person. At work, she has to be a employee. And that's a different person depending on your role and your hat. If you're in leadership, then you have to be a leader at work, right? Then when you turn around and you get, let's go to your girlfriends. Every girl has a different role among her friends that she plays.
I'm Ayanla.
You are
I know my role.
Right. And then you have a whole different role that you got to play in the bedroom.
Yep.
Then there's you, right? In order for you to really let love meet love, you got to take off, tear down, and reconstruct all of those individual people to just you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you ain't nothing but a made up representative. You're a representation to whatever it is that's sitting across the table from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we do it so candidly, so swiftly, because we're trained from little girls. Our mamas teach us, well, you got to be beautiful and you got to be this. And then you get baby dolls and you're taught to take care of the baby dolls. And then, as you get older, you're taught to be this and that. And then, school, you're taught to take on a reptilian approach to your life. And people don't even realize that. So women be like, well, I don't deal with her. She two-faced it. She got no other choice. Nobody told her it wasn't okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody told her that it was okay to be the same person everywhere.
That's good.
That is good.
That is good.
That's what I'm trying to teach my daughters.
Yeah.
You gotta be that person and break that person down. So ladies, if you're out there and you're listening, when you get ready to evaluate, you know what I mean? Are you really ready to let love happen? Identify what you're bringing.
Yeah.
Who are you?
That's a good one.
I think
And
that's
Los,
the
I know
problem.
you're listening. This show should be called Who Are You?
There you go.
No, really. That's real.
Yeah.
Because it took me a long time to figure out who I was. Like with me, I just had to come to grips that I am rough around the edges, but on the inside, I'm soft as marshmallows. And Lex, she went through the same. Who am I? Like, what am I doing? Like, oh my God, we were all over the place. If you'd have met us just 2 years ago,
Even that,
you'd have been like, oh, well, they seem nice, but we were all over the place. And so it was a process. And if you have a friend to go through that process with, I'm going to tell you, it makes it a whole lot easier. Because I used to question Lex, like, all right, what are you doing now? Like, what are you working on? Okay, well, why do you feel that way? Like, we talk to each other. If I'm feeling some kind of way, I can dump it on her because I know I'm also going to pour into her as well. So good friendship is rare. And when you really find yourself, you really start to see also the difference in friendships.
Yeah.
Do you think that we go through that discovery phase longer than we absolutely need to?
Yes.
Because society is less tolerant of you not knowing?
Yes. I think they want to put a certain number on you, like you can't find some type of resolution in a month. Like I can't sit down, deal with my shit and be cool in a couple weeks. Nah, that wasn't enough time. Give
Right. You
yourself
don't
some
really
more
know who you
Yeah,
are.
you
You
don't
need
know.
more
How did
time
you
for
figure
that.
it out?
Yeah.
Like, but I think more people probably could do that, but they don't want to. It takes so much effort to sit down and say, you know what, especially when it comes to the relationships that failed. Maybe I had a part in that. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
But women don't want to see that. They don't want to think it's their fault because we're so conditioned to think that the men do it all, that they're the cheaters. They're the ones that mess up. They don't communicate. Some men communicate more than women do.
They do.
They
And
talk
better than
so
we do.
much. Yeah,
Because they're logical. We're emotional.
that's right.
We'll go off the handle quick because they said one thing and they're like, but whoa, all I was saying was X, Y, and Z.
And I've caught myself in that where I would just say some stuff and I'll turn around 2 minutes later and be like, okay, that was dumb. Why did I say that? I just created a whole nother mess. But yeah, I think you're right. I think
It's like
the
it's
time
not
limit.
okay to not be okay.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's not true. It's okay for it to not be okay. It is okay. It's perfectly fine. You know, and you gotta be all right with being transparent enough to say, hey, how you doing? I'm not okay today.
That's right.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the pressure is on. It goes back to validation. The pressure is on for you to be perfect. That's why have you seen those memes and different things like that where guys are asking girls to come out with them with no makeup on now?
I haven't
No,
seen
I
those.
haven't.
So I was on Instagram and they got these guys that are saying, I want to go on a date with you, but I got one stipulation. No makeup, no weave.
I have been seeing that to where people have been saying, okay, post a picture with no makeup, no weave.
Yeah. Guys, I was talking to my frat brother and he told me, he said, I met this beautiful woman. He said, but she woke up next to me the next day.
It was somebody else.
And it was like she was her whole complexion was different. He's like, you know, I don't really date, you know, high yellow women. So when I seen her and she was glowing and she was this beautiful yellow complexion woman, I was like, whoa, because he loves chocolate women. Right?
Yeah.
So when I seen the picture, I'm like, she kind of bright, you know, for your norm. She was flawless. Girlfriend might be a shade lighter than me under that makeup.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And he was like, I feel like any woman that piles all that on, she's trying to hide something.
Absolutely.
And it makes men leery. Women think that men are truly attracted to all of this stuff.
They're not. Just by talking to guys,
don't like it.
they don't like it at all. They're like, that's fine. You know, we dressing up, we going out. Cool. Put your face on, do your thing. But when we just kicking it, don't put all that on. Like, I'd rather just see you.
Yeah.
And then they don't want all that stuff on their shirt. Their sheets. Like, they don't want it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how much men appreciate your natural state.
They
love your natural, and you would be surprised by some of the things they appreciate. They like freckles. They like your regular eyebrows. They like your eye. They do look at eyes, you guys. Just your natural, regular eyes, not with the, you know, contour and all that stuff around it to accentuate a slant and all. They know your regular eyes.
And let me tell you, they are so over this plastic surgery stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I had a whole rant happen on me because we were talking about how, you know, every man, because, you know, like maybe about 5 years ago, the men wanted the women that was in the gym all the time.
Right.
And I was feeling like all this pressure because I'm like, man, I'm not going to no gym I ain't got it.
I ain't got it in me.
I don't like it.
So let me, you know, I literally changed the types of dudes I started dating. I started going on BBW websites and stuff like, let me get with dudes that want big.
Let me get appreciated.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, look, it's not all right for y'all to be putting all them girdles and Spanx and all that stuff on. He was like, when you come about the bathroom and you got all that stomach and I thought your stomach was flat, you lied. And I started thinking about it like,
Oh, that's
we wear
funny.
body shapers and all these different things. But when you lay down with them dudes, they're gonna see the stretch marks, the cellulite. They're gonna see the kangaroo pouch from your beautiful kids. They're gonna see all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I ain't saying that we don't need to take care of ourselves because they like us to look beautiful
Absolutely.
and smell good.
Yeah.
But I think that it's just kind of going to a whole nother level of too far. And the guys are not with it right now.
They're not. No, they definitely are not.
All
And
you gotta
that's-
do is keep it real. Because
if you
I've
do-
worn those Spanx things, and I'll tell him straight up,
like I can't
let
breathe
this
right now because
roll
I got
stick
this
out
thing. I got this
of my
thing
dress
on right now. Yes, I
Just
will
keep
let it
it
be
real.
known in just a quick second. Like, all right, just like when I used to wear my half wigs.
Oh yeah,
Don't let me get too hot.
Yeah.
I snatch it off fast. Like
right.
I had no. People were like, "Oh my God, your hair grown out so beautiful." You don't know what's under here. This is not me. I mean, I bought it, but this is not me. Yeah. And so I have never been one to fake the funk. And I noticed that now the better you can transition your face with makeup, the more people gravitate towards that. Like they think it's good that you just made your face look like somebody else.
Yeah.
And
the best
that's
ones is when the men can transform their face to women.
Y'all better be careful.
Oh my God, yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yes.
I'm like, what just happened?
And be beautiful. Super beautiful women. Be highlighting the hell out them cheekbones.
Right. It's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So you got to really, go back and go deep. So you don't want to, I'm not talking about, going back to the topic, I'm not talking about that chick that wants everybody to believe she loves herself. I'm talking about the chick that really does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the person that love can meet, And if we got to get together and we got to work through it, that's why I'm on social media vehicles and different things like that. That's why I coach. That's why I do what I do. And I support coaches like Whitney. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're a coach, but Whitney has this beautiful thing with health, right? Black women, and I can only speak from being a Black woman.
Exactly.
Right? Not discrediting any other nationality, but we feed our men poison all the time, but say that we love them.
Right.
All that gravy and fried foods and, the greens and the yams and all that is good. Don't get me wrong. But health is love too.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You cannot say you love your husband. He's such a good provider. He go to work every day and he your partner and you got him, you helping him with the clotted arteries. You pushing the cholesterol down his throat. Most women are the ones that do the grocery shopping in their house. So how you gonna get mad because he ain't check his sugar levels?
Black men especially, I see it all day. Because I work at a doctor's office and it's the Black men who are in there with the diabetes. Just Black people in general have diabetes, heavy. And it's like, you need to really watch it. And it can be so simple. But if you're contributing to it, then you can't really get mad because you're enabling the situation, and again, it's a lot of the wives that are angry, but they do the grocery shopping. And I think it's because they also have to make sure that they have to take accountability for what they're eating. So you just got to make it a family thing. That's the same thing I was telling Tony when I was like, I need to really start, not saying I'm going to be on a diet because I'm not going to lie. I'm still going to sit here and eat my muffins and stuff. But like, we need to start eating better. And I'm like, and that starts with all of us. It can't just be me eating good. It can't just be you eating good. It's gotta be us, the kids, everybody.
And the kids, I'm noticing that's my hardest battle. My kids love quick fix.
Quick.
So whatever they can make real quick, they don't want to wait for dinner to get
and
done.
Let's be real. It's easy for us to just quickly get them something to eat and have them sit down.
I don't like cooking when I get off. I'm just going to put that out there.
Because you're tired.
But my mom, I just remember growing up, I can count like how many times I remember us having fast food. Like, number one, it was 4 of us and it was just her. So fast food was expensive.
Yeah.
So she cooked, but she worked, but she cooked. And I've noticed I've spoiled my kids because like leftovers will just sit in my refrigerator. And so one week I went on a whole little strike and I said, I'm not cooking nothing. It's 3 different sets of leftovers from what I cooked last week. Eat them leftovers and then I will cook again.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to buy anything. And I'm not
The crock
not
pot
gonna
has
happen.
become my friend.
Crock pots, man.
Crock
I'm
pot
telling
is
you, I
awesome.
love- I rock with
You
them.
could throw everything in there.
Leave it on low,
Vegetables,
go to
meat,
work, come back,
potatoes,
done.
Boom, you got your meal. And like with my health coach, the only reason why I incorporated health into my life coaching is because a lot of people don't realize that the reason why you're struggling so much with anxiety or with whatever is because your diet sucks.
Yeah.
And I know this from just me. Like I tell people, I was my first client. Anxiety did that to me. And once I tackled that monster, everything else just kind of started to fall into place. But it was diet. It was exercise. And y'all, I'm not a gym rat. I don't go to the gym all the time. I do just make better choices.
Yeah.
Just better choices. My husband as well. He loves snacks. We call him Snacky. He loves snacks, but he makes better choices. Like he eliminated pork completely because he knows what it does to black men. So pork is gone, even if it's marshmallows or just pork if it came from the pig, he's not touching it.
Yeah.
Beef, we only eat in moderation because it's harder to digest. The chicken now is not even that great. So I got to spend a little more when I buy the chicken, but it's almost to the point to where I'm going to be eating fish and vegetables.
Well, actually, every year for the last 10 years, the month of February, I, how some people give up certain things for land. I give up all meat. And I take on a vegetarian diet as this is just my sacrifice. You know what I mean? But you will be surprised how many products are out there that are meat-like. Like I eat the bulk of white bean burgers and black bean burgers. I make them things on a George Foreman grill like a burger. I saute them with onions, like, you know what I'm saying, Salisbury steak. I cook gravy to go over. And it's just straight beans that have been made with vegetable, onions and stuff into a patty. I have the meatless bacon. You know what I mean? People like, I ain't eating that. You be surprised.
There's a sausage that I like that's made out of spinach and some other stuff. Yeah. Tastes like sausage to me. It's soy. It's so good.
Now you do have to watch your soy levels too.
That's true.
Especially with boys because it's estrogen.
Right? Yep.
That's why I get into the bean products, right?
Yeah.
So the black bean, the white bean, the hummus, the this, the that.
Love hummus.
But having a vegetarian diet is huge. And as I started getting into love and relationships and intimacy coaching, a part of intimacy challenges stem from health issues.
Absolutely.
Right? And there's this secret thing going on right now. I talked to a urologist, and I don't know if you saw when I did the Pillow Talk show, actually, I had a guy on there. He has Sexercise for Life, and he has this sex tea.
Yes. He told me about that.
So Ty was kind of educating me on how many men, but then I started getting phone calls from women, friends, 35 years old, and their marriage is being challenged because of intimacy issues. Their husbands are having erectile dysfunction and they don't understand why. So when I started doing the research, right, your blood pressure is a contributing factor.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Of course, how your body processes gluten things and gluten products is a factor. But there is a growing trend among African American men between the ages of 35 and 45 years old that have testosterone and hormonal imbalances. Hormonal imbalances lead to erectile dysfunction for some people, right? You want to talk about your marriage being under fire? Put your marriage in a situation where you can't make love to your man and you under 40.
Yeah.
You know
I see
what
it
I'm
all
saying?
the time.
Yeah.
The youngest guy I saw come in with low testosterone was 28.
Yes.
And diet has a lot to do with it. You will be surprised how much vitamin deficiencies and nutrients have a factor in things like that, in libido, in even with bipolar and diseases, the imbalances is what's making that trigger.
Yeah, there's certain foods when they call them brain foods. That's real.
It's
for
real.
a reason.
It's real.
Yeah.
And even with how women process stress.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain foods that, trigger certain things like chocolate. People don't really know that chocolate really has the ability to calm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the calm chocolate we used to eat?
I used to eat calm chocolate all the time.
It's crazy. So, I just really, the health coaching is an amazing area that really needs to be forced into the community, the younger generation, especially. But when you're talking about love and longevity and long life, nobody wants to bury their husband.
Not at all.
Especially prematurely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta get healthy, mind, body, spirit, everything. You know what I'm saying? And what you put in your body, you get out.
Yeah.
Drink your water.
Yeah.
That's always my number one tip.
Yeah. Water is
If
so
nothing at all,
important.
start there. Drink
Start with
lots
water.
of water. Cause dehydration,
if you're not one who, it's a lot of people that they really just don't like vegetables. Like, they just don't. And to them, I say there are capsules that you can get. And I only know this, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I was really my first client, but I know this because I've been to so many health food stores and I have tried so many different products. But you can get certain supplements that give you what you need for what you're missing because you don't eat vegetables, which is the main source of our vitamins. Especially if you don't like dark leafy greens or like me, I don't like tomatoes, and tomatoes they're really rich in vitamins because it's just all there. And then also you say, well, I like them, but I like them cooked. You're cooking out everything that you need.
Yeah.
When, you cook them and then you drain them and everything else.
Steam them.
It loses everything.
If you can't eat them raw,
vitamins.
Steam them.
Get your supplements. Get your actual supplements.
Stick
they
them in a
actually have
juice.
veggie capsules. To where it's in powder form. You take 3 a day and it gives you what you need for your daily dose of all your vitamins, A through Z, everything that you need. Women also stay up on your vitamin D and your magnesium. The reason why we need it more than men is because, just to put it out there, we bleed once a month. Well, most of us do.
Iron is always low.
And when we do that, it throws everything out of whack. And now we have to balance ourselves back. And so that's for me, the only time my anxiety decides to say, hey, I'm still here. Remember me? Because my hormones are going all over the place. And so I found special supplements that help me mind and body through that time. Magnesium is a major you got to be careful. I get magnesium from food source. It's gross. It's a powder form. I got to mix it in a drink and drink it that way. But it does amazing things. It works like how y'all are going out and getting Xanax and Prozac and everything else. I don't judge anybody, but introduce magnesium into your life. The one that comes from pure food source. Yeah. And it's amazing.
Yeah, Herbally Grounded is my friend, man.
I love that stuff.
Herbally Grounded is my friend. I'm telling you, I was back and forth to the doctor. They thought I had lupus. They told me it's something in the family of lupus. I go to Herbally Grounded. I'm like, this is what they saying. The lady gives me this stuff called angel tea. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm taking this stuff, they tell me to take it and everything. I go back to the doctor 3 different times. They don't understand what's going on. Ain't got no lupus. Ain't nothing wrong. I was vitamin deficient.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Vitamin deficient. And they were able to identify that the vitamin D was deficient because when I'm in direct sunlight, which is why they thought I had lupus, my body swells. I'm allergic to direct sunlight, right? Mm-hmm. According to what they were telling me. Well, I wasn't allergic to direct sunlight. My blood pressure medicine specifically has a reaction. When you are in direct sunlight, it causes inflammation. Mm-hmm. And it was just one thing after another. So you going to put lupus on me? You know what I'm saying?
And because they're going to start treating something.
Treating you for lupus, child. You know got your body thinking you got lupus.
That's right.
All because of poor diet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vitamin deficiency. So,
Dr. Sadie.
I think we should start a challenge. I'm all about challenges. Right?
I love them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had the Better Wife Challenge, right?
Yes.
So I think as Better Wives that in 2019, we should do 2 things. We should buy bikes for our family. Everybody should get a bike.
I want a bike. I've been saying that for years.
And go on bike rides. Just go. At least once a month.
That's a good one.
And 2, take cooking classes.
Oh, I brought that up to Tony. He was like, I can already cook better than them. But yeah,
Socially, get your girls together and take some cooking classes and learn how to prepare foods. Do you know that it is only American food that's prepared the way that it's prepared? All other cultures, majority of them eat chicken, fish, a lot of fish, you know. They don't eat a lot of beef and pork in other cultures.
That's so true.
They are very vegetable driven. You know, your Asian cultures, your Indian cultures.
And they eat like all the vegetables, not just like a few.
Yeah. And they drink teas.
Yeah.
All day long.
That's me.
Cleansing.
I think in my old life, I was a Chinese man, an old Chinese wise
a
man.
little monk.
A little monk, yep. Because I love tea.
Yeah,
and then once I started learning about herbs and what they do and like how you can bend, I just became just wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
I was a little China man.
It's fun. Yeah. It's fun too, you know, because we would have so much fun going to the little tea shop and picking out different teas.
I spend too much money.
Oh man, Tavana got all my
yes,
man.
That store, I mean,
got a whole container in the closet.
In Starbucks, I was on Tavana.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you get all the seepers in the. I wonder what happened. Why they closed it down?
I don't know. Do they still have the one in downtown Summerlin? I think that's it. But they started closing them down. You're right about that.
They started closing them down. That tea is everything. And
so good.
And then they had
sugar.
I was just gonna say. Oh,
she
that
got
was
me
my
onto the
stuff
to the
right
rock
there.
sugar. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was my stuff. That was my stuff. And my favorite from them was their oolong chai tea.
That was good.
Oh, that was some so good stuff.
Have you been to the Mandarin Hotel? Well, I think now is the
It's called something else now, but yeah, I have not been.
They have the tea lounge in there.
Oh
my God, you guys gotta go. We got
girls' night. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it.
Is everything.
Let's do it before you go.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm with it.
I love tea.
They have a tea lounge in there with 360-degree panoramic views. You drink your tea out of these beautiful porcelain
teacups.
Oh,
yes. And it's not real foo-foo-y. Like, you can go in there dressed jeans, you know?
Yeah.
But the ambiance is so amazing.
Oh,
it is
amazing.
Definitely one of them things you do at nighttime because you get the glare of the Las Vegas Strip coming through the windows and stuff.
Let's do it. I'm down.
And you can have. I just want to do it just to go talk with a bunch of chicks and chill.
Cool.
That sounds like a plan. Well, y'all, as you can see how nice it is to have conversations with people, we just planned a whole date.
Sure did.
And everything else.
Okay.
We gave y'all some health tips.
Yep.
Just from us having conversation. Because here at Like Water for Chocolate, we don't like to be scripted.
No.
So we like conversation.
Real conversation.
And we like for people to come here, feel comfortable, and be themselves. So, Jay, thank you for coming.
It was great.
And being yourself.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I knew you would. That's why I was like, you got to come on, girl. You got to come on before you leave me. Well, you ain't leaving me. I got a reason to come to where you at now.
Right.
So, yes. Well, do you have any beauty products that you stumbled upon this week?
I haven't stumbled upon any new products. But I do, there's a perfume that I really, really, really want. And it's,
y'all listen closely.
It's the Gucci Bamboo perfume.
That smells good. My mom likes that too.
They have a new version of it. I want it.
Well, if you guys want to get Lex Love anything for Christmas,
that's on my Christmas list. I'm giving you guys my Christmas list.
You heard it here first, the exclusive. And me, I just want like 10 Shea Moisture lip glosses. Thanks.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I would like. Thank you so much. They have lots of different fragrance ones, and they got like the pink one, the light pink one, the green one. I got like 4 in my purse.
Do you?
I always need them.
Oh man,
I always need them. Guys.
I know.
Well, until next time, we appreciate you listening. Oh, let them know where to follow us. We almost
my gosh,
skipped
we're so
it this
bad
time.
at that. See?
Oh,
Social
we
media.
almost skipped it.
We're done with that.
Right, we're trying to get rid of it. That's why I wasn't going to say nothing, because we just want y'all to come find us in real life.
That's right. So, of course, follow us on Instagram and Snapchat, LWFC Podcast, and our Like Water for Chocolate page on Facebook, of course, where we try to interact with everybody. And then follow Truth. What's your handle on Instagram, dear?
Lady Truth.
And Lex Love 9.
All right. Well, NJ, you want to let the people know where to find you
Yeah,
on
where can they
IG
find
since you're
you?
divorcing Facebook soon?
That's right.
At Pillow Talk J. That's JAI.
All
All
right.
right. Well, thank you guys so much. We hope you enjoyed as much as we did. It's your girl, Truth.
Lex Love.
Bye, y'all.